Spring is the time of year when most people start looking about selling their home or buying a new one because they can get the kids moved in that summertime off. So Roger Hudgens is here with Primary Residential Mortgage. And Roger, welcome.
Good morning, Morgan.
Always good information. So first question, how would a home buyer determine which loan product is best for them?
Well, that's a great question. And before I answer that, I want to give a shout out to some really important watchers this morning. My mom, Gwen Hutchins, and my granddaughter, Ava's out there. Good morning to you too. Hope
Mom
you
and
are
Gwen,
having a great day.
welcome.
Yep.
You should have brought them with you.
I should have. It'd probably be a more interesting show. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of factors that affect what products a home buyer will choose or have as options. One of them is how much down payment money they have, how their credit and credit scores are. And those things are going to be looked at by a good mortgage lender and set in front of that home buyer so that they know which products they qualify for that meets their needs. So the key to that is getting with a good mortgage lender or mortgage banker to do that.
Okay, and what about homeowners insurance? Do they get to choose that, or does the finance people get to choose that?
Well, we assume home buyers understand and know that that's their choice, but I'll get that question a lot, is who are you going to set me up with homeowners insurance? But actually, that is a home buyer's responsibility. It's their choice. They can call around and get quotes, or they may have good relationships. And we're blessed in this area to have some great insurance agents. But that is a home buyer's option and home buyer's choice of who they do homeowners through, and that's a big misconception.
And then when you're in the middle of purchasing a home, there are options on different kinds of inspections that you can get done. So what about termite inspection? Well,
a termite inspection is not required on all types of loans, but it's advised to have one. And most good realtors will have that in the contract, is it will need to be inspected for termites, because if it's found that it is eat up with termites or has had damage, the seller is responsible for fixing that in most cases. So before I buy a home, I definitely want a termite inspection done. I don't want to move in and find out they're eating up my foundation and we have an active insect problem.
And it is a problem in some of these areas, so yeah, definitely make sure that that gets done as well. And what about how many houses should you look at before you know that it's the one?
Well, that's a great question also, and some people will look at one or two, and some I've seen look at 50. On the average, a home buyer will typically look at 10 to 12 before they find what really meets their needs and it's going to fit what they're looking for. So we urge folks to get with that realtor and look at more than one or two, because you may fall in love with one and it really not be the house for you once you start comparing.
We were lucky. We bought 2 homes, and both of them we knew it was it when we walked in the door. So hopefully you'll have that blessing as well. And there's commissions with real estate agents, and I think it's an average of like 6%, and people think, oh, well, you're making $1 gazillion because you get 6% of this. Well, it's divvied up. So explain the divvying.
Well, we get that a lot. The home buyers will come to us and say, well, I'm just going to call the listing agent, but you can actually hire an agent to look for houses for you. And the home buyer does not pay the agent's fees. They come out of the seller's funds. So basically, you get free representation, free somebody that's out there working for you. So the commissions are always paid by the sellers. So that's an important factor when you go in. Don't just call the listing agent in most cases. Get somebody working for you, and then the seller's funds will split that up and pay if there's 2 agents involved.
And there's even issues if you have the same person working for you and the seller, that you have to make sure that everything is equal and nobody's getting the preference on that.
You definitely want your own representation. I think that's huge in the home buying process.
So spring is the time of year, right?
Yes, I'm telling you, rates are great. It's a great time to get pre-qualified. The housing market's moving quickly. Yeah,
I'm told by realtors that they don't have the inventory out there. So if you're thinking of selling, now's the time, because there's people out there just dying to get hold of one.
No doubt. Great time to buy.
All right, it's Primary Residential Mortgage. Give Roger or Wanda a call.